Hello and welcome. I am, as always, your host Elizabar. We're playing Dear Esther. That shipwreck was full of candles? That's convenient. We are, I think, in the last quarter of the game here.
I wish I could have known Donnelly in this place. We would have had so much to debate. Did he paint these stones or did I? Who left the pots in the hut by the jetty? Who formed the museum under the sea? Who fell silently to his death into the frozen waters? Who erected this godforsaken aerial in the first place? Did this whole island rise to the surface of my stomach, forcing the gulls to take flight?
Wow. This guy... definitely not a happy camper. I think I want to wander back the other way, though. So after the strange terrain of the cave, we're back out here to this wonderful, desolate nothing. What is out this way? Is there anything? Is there any reason for me to come here? No. It's just the candle. Yeah, dude, I think you're the one that painted the stones, because Donnelly's been dead for a long time, right? Let's go that way. Maybe I should have gone this way first. But our protagonist is increasingly perturbed. And the museum under the sea? Oh, the dream sequence. Oh. Well. Pooh.
Come back.
Come back. It's not time to be dead yet. This guy is gonna kill himself at the end of this. I wish I remembered my circuit stuff better. I have a vague thing in the back of my head. And maybe I should have looked this up before this episode and just spoiled the game. It's heavily foreshadowed that we're going to go to that tower. I mean, it's been dominating the view in the first two areas of the game, and I bet it's just right up there. And that, I think, that's what the circuits are for, okay? Bear with me. So the circuits are there to tell us this is going to end at a circuit. That's the only circuit on this dang
Fire
island.
and soil, I chose fire. It seemed the more contemporary of the options, the more sanitary. I could not bear the thought of the reassembly of such a ruin. Stitching arm to shoulder and femur to hip, charting a line of thread like traffic stilled on a motorway, making it all acceptable for tearful aunts and traumatized uncles flown in specially for the occasion. Reduce to ash, mix with water, make a phosphorescent paint for these rocks and ceiling.
Is he talking about cutting his leg off? Where do I want to go? But those circuits, they represent that right there. That thing. That's what the circuits are. Okay? All the chemistry stuff represents the car wreck, the internal combustion engine that drives the car. And so by painting all that stuff on the wall, on the walls, on the rocks, on everything, this guy, whoever he is, this narrator, is working everything out in his mind. He's getting his emotions out. Like, he's come to this place, this super desolate place. And the last person to come here was some sort of strange, like, monk guy, right? Well, this guy's not a monk guy. He's a modern person. He just said so. Fire is the more contemporary of the options, right? And he chose fire. So he chose science. And so he's working through his grief through the expression of science. It's the same set of car parts. That's the same set of car parts that were in that crevasse back in the first part. This isn't, this guy's not just walking across the island. We're actually jumping in time as he does or between when he does things. So he has painted all that stuff.
Hall by the roadside, by the exit for Damascus, all ticking and cooled, all feathers and remorse, all of these signals routed like traffic through the circuit diagrams of our guts, those badly written boats torn bottomless in the swells, washing us forever ashore.
Him around, shone, heaven from, light from heaven shone around him. Yeah, so this guy is working through his guilt through the only thing he understands, which is science. I think that's kind of what's going on here. I don't know. And he wants to kill himself. We're going to go up to that thing and he's... I take it back. I don't know if he's going to jump.
I can see my armada. I collected all the letters I'd ever meant to send to you, if I'd have ever made it to the mainland, but had instead collected at the bottom of my rucksack, and I spread them out along the lost beach. Then I took each and every one, and I folded them into boats. I folded you into the creases, and then, as the sun was setting, I set the fleet to sail. Shattered into 21 pieces, I consigned you to the Atlantic. And I sat here until I'd watched all of you sink.
Robert, sincerely upon the nation... Yeah? Yeah, you didn't send them when you got to the mainland. Not because you didn't get to the mainland, because she's dead. She's dead. So this guy has moved from one little home to another all across the island. We've played through like a year of this dude's life. On a sudden, a light from heaven shone around him, and he fell to the ground. What do the eggs mean? Okay, I got a boat launch here, which seems kind of silly because there's no car. Like, there's no way to get a car here for the boat launch. I guess that's to winch the boat up out of the ocean so you have a dry dock. Whoa, that was awful weird. So I don't know if he's actually going to kill himself or not now that I'm thinking about it. He's worked through a lot of grief. We've worked through a lot of grief with him. We've seen it. We have seen the grief. He has tried to kill himself multiple times in those caves. And instead he's walking around with a broken leg, which I can't look at.
I will drag my leg behind me. I will drag it like a crumpled hatchback, tires blown and sparking across the dimming lights of my vision. I'm running out of painkillers and am following the flicker of the moon home. When Paul keeled over dead on the road to Damascus, They restarted his heart with the jump leads from a crumpled hatchback. It took 21 attempts to convince it to wake up.
Whoa. That's a person. We gotta get to that person. Shoot. The game won't let me. Okay.
I've begun my voyage in a paper boat without a bottom. I will fly to the moon in it. I've been folded along a crease in time, a weakness in the sheet of life. Now you've settled on the opposite side of the paper to me. I can see your traces in the ink that soaks through the fiber, the pulped vegetation.
He's not here.
When we become waterlogged and the cage disintegrates, we will intermingle. When this paper aeroplane leaves the cliff edge and carves parallel vapor trails in the dark, we will come together.
That person's not here anymore. And as he was proceeding on his journey, I feel like that's an old hymn, and I just don't know it. And you can, like, tell I'm kind of twitching my leg because it's making my hand twitch too. I'll stop that. I'm sorry. I think this guy's already dead. Maybe. And was come near to, okay, to Damascus. Got it.
If only Donnelly had experienced this, he would have realized he was his own shoreline, as am I. Just as I am becoming this island, so he became his syphilis, retreating into the burning synapses, the stones, the infection.
Ugh. I'm gonna be really embarrassed if these lines on the rocks are all taken like directly out of the Bible or something, and it's like, I should know that.
Bent back like a nail, like a hangnail, like a drowning
Ow.
man clung onto the wheel, drunk and spiraled, washed onto the lost shore under a moon as fractured as a shattered wing. We cleave, we are flight and suspended, these wretched painkillers, this form inconstant. I will take flight. I will take flight.
Take it back. He's gonna jump. This is like an old military installation from like World War II. A concrete lookout bunker. Could just be a little house though. You should have given me that little bit of interaction there just to make me open that gate. Okay, the journey to Damascus. This guy's prose is awful purple, but it's kind of fun. And could not see for the glory.
Blind with panic, deaf with the roar of the caged traffic, heart stopped on the road to Damascus, Paul sat at the roadside hunched up like a gull, like a bloody gull. As useless and as doomed as a syphilitic cartographer, a dying goatherd, an infected leg, a kidney stone, blocking the traffic bound for Sanford and Exeter. He was not drunk, Esther. He was not drunk at all. All his roads and his tunnels and his paths led inevitably to this moment of impact. This is not a recorded natural condition. He should not be sat there with his chemicals and his circuit diagrams. He should not be sat there at all.
You need to keep talking. Don't give me this gap. This should be a constant, like, rant as we move up. In fact, you probably should have taken control away from me altogether at this point. And just giving me the good stuff. Oh, hold on. Before we get... Oh, look at that. Oh, that's so beautiful. I want to live here. I need a better internet connection. But I want to live here. And just the desolation of the fence in the wind now.
I am the Ariel. In my passing, I will send news to each and every star.
Ariel? You mean antenna? You are the antenna.
Dear Esther, I have burnt my belongings, my books, this death certificate. Mine will be written all across this island. Who was Jakobsen? Who remembers him? Donnelly has written of him, but who was Donnelly? Who remembers him? I have painted, carved, hewn, scored into this space all that I could draw from him. There will be another to these shores to remember me. I will rise from the ocean like an island without bottom, come together like a stone, become an Ariel, a beacon, that they will not forget you. You've always been drawn here. One day the gulls will return and nest in our bones and our history. I will look to my left and see Esther Donnelly flying beside me. I will look to my right and see Paul Jakobsen flying beside me. They will leave white lines carved into the air to reach the mainland, where help will be sent.
He jumped. He's not falling very fast, though. He should have already hit the rocks. That's a great camera sweep. He's a bird now. Okay, he's dead, right? But he is free. That's usually what flight in this kind of context means, is freedom. So he achieved freedom from all the guilt that was tearing him up. So the bird we were following, was that him? No, that bird wasn't him. That bird was Esther, his wife. Wait, her name was Donnelly. I don't understand that. Yeah, I don't understand what just happened, really.
Come back.
I wonder if the game's going to close itself. Well, whatever. Whew. That was, something. That actually would make a much better short film than a game, I think. Although there's a certain power to it because I controlled the pacing. And because I controlled the pacing, I felt like I had control over him. Which means I felt like he was me a little bit. And then we jumped off of the freaking radio tower. Did you see that? We jumped off of a radio tower. Is there credits? No, I guess that's it. Alright, well, that was pretty interesting. It's a good art project. I kind of hesitate to attach the term game to it, but that was Dear Esther. Really beautiful landscape, kind of overwrought prose. That seems to be a thing that happens in artsy projects. I'll see you all next time. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and have a great day. As we sit here on this blackness, holy crap. I keep expecting credits, and they're not going to happen.